Alright, what's going on everyone? My name is Kenneth Beard and I'm back with another video breaking down the overall market and its trend stuttering. I know this platform may look a little different and all. This is actually Fidelity. So this is a new brokerage. I just recently signed up with them and I'm going to give them a try. I predominantly use Thinkorswim, but for personal reasons, I'm choosing to switch over to Fidelity. So you all can get familiar with this platform with me as I kind of just, do a lot more breakdowns using this platform and whatnot. So I'm gonna dive straight into these economic indicators. This is Market Watch, by the way. Market Watch is a phenomenal website to find and see your economic indicators if that is what you're looking for. So today, Friday, decent day, pretty simple day with these indicators. We had the market manufacturing PMI at previous 59.2, dropping down to 58.5. Then we have market services PMI at 58.3, going up to 58.9, expected at 58. And then the market manufacturing PMI was at 59, expected to hit 58. So lost a little bit more for our manufacturing PMI, but our services PMI, we are up. So that is nine extra points, added on to that 58 compared to, compared to its forecast. So sorry, had a little brain fart there. But existing home sales coming in at 6.69 million. We were at 6.65 million previously, expected to be 6.66 million, so beating on those. So not a whole busy day. We had some speeches, some Fed release, whatever, and yeah. So pretty decent day for the overall market. Those were all of our economic indicators. And give me a second. So our energy, being our top leading sector here, was up a plus 1.83% on the day. Well, not take that. That was materials, not energy. XLB. So XLB, yes, is the energy, not energy. I keep saying energy. Materials sector, that is up. That is, the leading sector for Friday, which was interesting to me. But I like to now see where the market is rotating into, just to have a familiar taste and just really be able to sync and understand what the market's doing. So that is for that. SPY up today. SPY had a little bit of a drag. We opened up nicely in the beginning of the day, but as the day started to go on, SPY, it really started, and I'm going to show you what exactly I'm talking about here. But on Friday, let's see here. So on Friday here, we opened up. We were looking pretty strong here, and it was looking like it could potentially be, a good rally in the beginning of the day. But as the day started to go on, we really just topped out here, and it didn't go much higher, and started to drag, and we closed lower at the end of the day, believe it or not. So today, maybe those the remaining of those indicators, whatever it is, the market was strong in the beginning of the day. As you see, we were gapping up here, but from previous day, we had a nice rally, and we rallied pretty nicely and gapped up, continued to rally until we got to this this area around here, which is a pretty significant level. As soon as we hit that level, we saw the market just really start to dump, and and take over. The VIX, on the other hand, you can look down to this screen over here. The VIX, and I'm gonna go closer in on this one. Today opened up pretty weak. Yesterday we were up around 24-ish area, but we saw a nice cool down. We bounced on this support level at the VIX, and we saw, so one thing I started to notice that VIX has certain levels that it does respond to, that supply and resistance, and when those levels get hit, they tend to react, and it affects the market. So I watch out for these levels. I was pretty familiar with this level, and you can see down over here in this area it bounced, and I'm gonna actually go about a month out on this one, just for me to look this up. So I'm just trying to get my drawing tool out here just to show you guys what I'm talking about. So, about right there, where I just put this little green line at, you can obviously see this is a very critical level that does get, supported off of multiple times. And as we react to those levels, so does the overall market. When VIX has these spikes, the market tends to drag and pull down or pull back. So that was for the SPY. But we still have a pretty decent support level sitting right down here on the S&P. A pretty decent support level down here, and that's really what I'm looking at. This zone down here, I want to see if the demand can hold. And so just because we're pulling back, that's fine. That's fine as long as we don't breach down here under here. Then we can see some pretty heavy downside pressure, and then that's if you're long, you become concerned. But other than that. And I apologize if it's looking kind of weird. I'm still getting the hang of this platform and whatnot. But okay, so yeah, down here, around this area, we get down here, we see some pretty, for sure, heavy downside pressure, because that's just a very critical level, area that's very boarded up by buyers or demand. So if that comes down, we hold and we go lower. That looks like some bearish territory, but as long as we stay above, it's just consolidating right now, just gapping up, gapping down, and doing this thing really up there. So that is for the S&P 500. I believe that the S&P 500, if it continues to go sideways, eventually, let's say if we do reach down to the support level and we bounce, I believe eventually it will. Let me put this back. It will find a way to then bounce, and buyers are going to buy it up, and then we will continue our overall trend in which we have been accumulating for a very long time. And as you see, the trend is just slightly grinding up, and as we've been kind of topping out here, you can give us space to pull back and just continue our grind higher. Or, like I said, if it breaches support and becomes resistance in any sort of way, that's when we see that bearishness really start to come into the market. And the next one I want to go over is RUT. So RUT is really up. RUT, I was kind of speculating that it would come back down, because RUT just was really looking overextended, and we did have a pullback. We topped up here. If you caught it, you could have caught this, this move as RUT starting to pull back and take that advantage of fading it, because it does that multiple times quite often. But RUT is very very strong as of right now. We're seeing some support now as well. Today RUT held up pretty nicely on these. And if you don't know what RUT is, it is the Russell 2000, I believe. Yes, it's the RUT is the Russell 2000. So um, it's been looking very strong, and as of right now, this trend looks like it has the potential to go even higher, despite what the market's doing, and despite of what price levels you may be looking at, overbought levels. RETs continue to make its legs higher. So that's for RUT here. So the last thing I'm gonna go over is a position that I'm currently in right now, which is Verizon. So Verizon is one of these stocks that I just decided to kind of, you know, get in with the hype, as Warren Buffett came out and said that they, threw about $4.8 billion into this thing. And so me hearing that and seeing the gap up, I entered in here and I'm looking for this to go to $61 in the future, in the next month and a half. I think this is the beginning of a new trend. Um, I kind of seeing what Warren Buffett's doing here, looking at the daily chart, seeing how weak Verizon is, and then just automatic gap up. It's kind of crazy to see. And so I think that so after seeing this downtrend and seeing this gap up, I think that if we hold up above like 56 area, um, I believe it has a chance to go higher, $61. That's kind of my hypothesis. If we feel the gap back down to the downside, or we consolidate too long and it steams out, I'll go ahead and hop out of this play. But that's Verizon here. Just kind of a news play. Very nice volume on that gap up. So the continuation is definitely possible. So that's all I'm going to go over today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a thumbs up. Just said that. But yes, I will see you all in the next video. And stay tuned for my option tutorials and my overall market breakdowns that do come every single Friday. You all have a good one.